And we're back underway here on EA Sports. On the return is McConkey. Now an opening past the 30. Good return here. Brings it up to the 33-yard line. Justin Herbert back out there. He and the Chargers getting set to go once more. And he's been as good as advertised. Take you through some of the highlights. 4 touchdown passes on point with his receivers right throughout and continuing to master running and executing this offense. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. The third quarter begins with a run. And he'll get about 6 there, setting up 2nd down. To throw, it's Herbert. Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. He can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
Herbert going to slide to a stop. He's picked up a 1st down. 14 yards on the pickup. Herbert now on 1st down. He'll get this complete to his man out of the backfield. And they're going to move this ball. .25-yard line.
Every defense in the league, Mike, they stress the importance of defending the middle of the field. And in this case, that's just too much room to operate. They have to find a way to close and cloudy up those windows, make the quarterback throw the ball to the sidelines. And you allow him to operate in there, especially with that much space, you're going to make for a long day.
That's a gain of 11, and they'll move the chains with another 1st down.
The best offensive play callers in the NFL, Mike, do a great job tying in their under-center run game, like we just saw here, with their under-center play action game. And the ability to make those two things look alike, man, it puts a lot of stress on the defense.
And that'll be good for about a half dozen. It'll set up 2nd down. Now it's Harris. Only a couple on that one. It'll set up 3rd down.
And with that run, Mike, even though it brings up 3rd down, it still keeps this offense in what they call a 50-50 downs. It means with the down and distance provided, you can call a run or a pass, and both are equal threats. And that's what makes it so hard for these defenses to defend those situations.
They'll try to run it with Harris. And he'll go down back at the 4-yard line.
I'd like to see that running back be a little bit more decisive with his cut, Mike. You can see he was a little hesitant, and once you're late making that decision, you just kind of get strong laterally. Great job there by the defense, and he has no choice but to take that loss.
So now, 4th down, and Cameron Dicker is on for the Chargers. This, about as short as you can get. Dicker's kick is good. And the Chargers will extend their 3rd quarter lead.
And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. This will be returned from the 6. And he'll get this up. And that's where they'll set up shop. The Raiders offense ready to get back at it. And look, they've been out of sorts throughout, Greg. They haven't had any answer for this pass rush all game.
Yeah, and it's really... in the sacks and also just in their ability to prevent any yards, any completions. This has just been a dominant pass defense performance here, and everything starts with the rush. The quarterback's uncomfortable. The clock gets sped up. He's got guys in his face. It's a lot easier to play defensive back, and in some of these coverage units, when you know that ball's got to come out fast, and right now, they're teeing off and taking advantage of it.
From the gun, they'll try to run it. Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's 2nd down. From the gun, it's O'Connell. A very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
Now O'Connell under pressure, and he'll go down. They got him.
We're starting to see in these passing situations, Mike, this defensive line is starting to have their way against this group up front, because right now, their pass protection is breaking down, and this quarterback's paying the price for it.
The Raiders have their punt team out there, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. This fielded inside the 35. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. So now here comes the Chargers as they get set to take over once more. And as we look back at some of the highlights of this one, Greg, definitely a lot to show from the passing game.
Yeah, and as good as the offense feels about their passing game, I think if you're on the defensive side of the ball, you've got a lot of learning to do, because you just get burned time and time again. You'd think at some point you'd make an adjustment and make a correction. So at this point, they've given up 4 touchdown passes. You're just not going to win a lot of games in the NFL giving up that production in one phase of the game.
Now a give up the middle, and he'll plow forward for a gain of 4 yards. Here's 2nd and 6. Now, Herbert. To the right side here, pass is caught. And it'll be taken down, but it takes them across midfield down to the 40-yard line.
Now, so far here today, putting points on the board certainly hasn't been a problem, and plays like that are why. Think about it, Mike. Sometimes you just have to take what the defense gives you and not force something that's not there, and that mid-range pass results in a fresh set of downs.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. They'll run it with Dobbins out of the pistol. And he's brought down after a gain of a couple.
Offside, defense. Still 1st down.
So a lot of options on the table now. It's 1st and 5. Herbert keeping it on the zone read. And it'll be taken down at the 25-yard line.
So, Mike, at the core of a successful zone read play is that the quarterback understands which defender is he responsible for. That is the defender they're trying to put in a bind. In this case, he chooses the runner, the quarterback pulls the ball, and he's able to take off for a big gain.
Throw to the right flat. It is caught. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Throwing now is Herbert. Now a deep ball toward the end zone.
The defender saw this the entire way, Mike. He actually ran the route before the receiver even got to his spot. I think they're fortunately this one didn't end up getting picked and going the other way.
Here comes 3rd and 6. On play action, now Herbert. 10 yards on the scramble there, and he picks up the 1st down.
This is an element that defensively you always have to be ready to defend. You can't just accept that it's a pass and be so consumed with the receivers downfield. You have to account for the quarterback as a scrambler. You can see why, as he's able to get out of the pocket and pick up the 1st down.
That one pinballs around, but it is incomplete.
They couldn't quite connect there on that short pass, Mike, and I just think it's worth reminding everyone how different the concepts are down here in the red zone than what the rest of the game plan calls for in the normal part of the field.
Out of the gun, here's a run up the gut. And he's just pushing guys out of the way, powering forward for a gain of 8. Try to run for it with Harris. A dive, and he's in. Najee Harris. Touchdown, L.A. Greg, nothing changed at halftime. They come right out to start this 3rd quarter and pick up where they left off.
Well, I think this defensive coordinator is going to think back to his halftime speech, Mike, because whatever adjustments he thought they made, it obviously didn't resonate. What we saw happen in the 1st half, they picked. Start the 3rd quarter, and at this point, the offense has hit its stride, and they continue to pull away.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. On the return, here comes Tucker. A good return as he takes it across the 30. The home team's offense about ready to take over once more. They're in need of points in a big way as they set out on 1st and 10. They'll send a tight end in motion right. On the toss, they'll run. And they bring him down, but not until he gets the 45-yard line. Here's 1st and 10. They go play action. It's O'Connell. He's got it downfield. Myers the connection. A couple of big plays to start this drive. How about 17 on this one? Up the middle they go. And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. On play action, O'Connell. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down. Off the play fake, it's O'Connell. Gets that one complete to his tight end Bowers. It's a pickup of 6. Down to the 16. They'll go with a counter on 1st down. And he surges forward for a gain of about 5. So, 3 quarters now in the books. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. They'll run right side with Madison. And he fought through one tackle, stayed on his feet, but they'll get him down for no gain.
Heck of an effort by this runner, Mike, just to get back to the line of scrimmage. I think most backs around the league, that play would have resulted in a loss, but not this guy. Continued to fight, continued to do everything he could to prevent the loss, but it still stopped for no gain.
From the pistol, it's O'Connell. To the end zone there, but complete. There defensively to break that one up. This one caught at the 4. And he will have the 1st down. So they roll the dice on 4th down in the red zone. And it pays off with 1st and goal.
I love this concept here. Really good job by the other receivers clearing out that space. Big tight end comes down with the catch, and it's going to bring up 1st and goal.
Now, faking the give. That is caught in the middle of the end zone. Jacoby Myers. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Touchdown here in the 4th quarter, Greg. They have a big mountain to climb, but at least they're technically still alive in this one.
And now, Mike, we're going to see them line up to go for 2. They're going to see if they can get this lead down to 16 points and still give them a chance to fight back here late in the 4th quarter.
Now O'Connell has the Raiders set to go for 2.
The Raiders will line up for the 2-point.
Out of the shotgun, O'Connell. That is caught, and they get the 2-point conversion.
I know it sounds like I'm being biased, Mike, but I'm really not. Down here this close to the end zone, especially on 2-point tries, the size, the length, the athleticism, and matchups these tight ends can create, man, they are a tough handle, and it leads to 2 points.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. On the return is McConkey. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The visitors' offense. And Justin Herbert getting set for this next drive. And he has been masterful so far leading this offense, keeping the mistakes to a minimum, on point with his passes, generally one step ahead of the defense all game long. 1st and 10. A run with Dobbins. And that one going to be closed down to the backfield. Great defensive play. Knifing in and dropping him for a loss.
At this stage in the 4th quarter, great job by the defense, understanding exactly what the offense is trying to do. They're trying to bleed the clock, shorten the game. They completely sold out to stop the run, able to take them down for a loss.
Handoff here, up the middle, and he nearly got free. But as it is, gain of 6, and it sets up 3rd down. Out of the gun, here's Herbert. Good job breaking the pocket and going for 14 yards, and most importantly, a 1st down.
This is the point in the game, Mike, where on 3rd down, you have to get off the field, and they do a great job. They defend everything in the pass routes, nowhere for the quarterback to go with the ball, but they don't keep him in the pocket. They let him escape, picks up the 1st down with his legs. They're going to be able to run more time off the clock.
On 1st and 10, it's a handoff. Wait a minute, it's a reverse. He's going nowhere, losing yardage on that play.
This is a play we've seen this offense have success with in the past, but here you have to wonder if they maybe tipped their hand a bit, because that one went nowhere.
Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Now a play fake. Herbert. Off he goes. Good. Pocket and going for 14 yards, and most importantly, a 1st down. Flag. Looks like there was movement on the right side of the O-line. Back to the ground after the penalty. Just pushing defenders out of the way as he surges forward for a gain of about 5. Even with the lead, they're trying to press the tempo. Back to the ground. He'll get it again. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
2-possession lead, 4th quarter. This is the time, Mike, when you really can rely heavily on your run game. Everybody in the stadium knows you're going to run it, including the defense. They just can't come up with an answer to stopping it.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. Pistol here for Herbert. Throwing right, it's taken in. And they're going to be set up right around the 10-yard line.
Big-time completion right there, and this isn't just a spot where they're trying to run the game out here in the 4th quarter. They were not only trying to pick up points, but they're trying to get in the end zone and extend this lead. So really nice job here late. They're going to see if they can put this one out of reach.
Here's a chance to put this game away. 1st down and goal. Here's a run. And a nice run. It's down to the 5-yard line. Now here's 2nd and goal. They'll go with him again. And he'll get 3 yards here, down to the 2-yard line. Third and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he's so close to breaking the plane, but the official's going to come in and mark him short. So now it's 4th down. Here's Cameron Dicker now on for the field goal. This about as short as you can get. He is. That kick is good. And the Chargers will extend their lead. The kickoff team is out on the field. And we're back to it as the kick's away. Very good kickoff. Returnable from the 4. Oh, very good field position to start as the return is past the 40. The home team their way back out to the field for their next possession. Things not looking good. But see if they get the turnaround going here. They'll start this drive with 1st down. To the sideline, and what a catch, and what a great job to keep the feet alive. Inbounds as good as you can do it. From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long. 2nd and 11. Here's O'Connell. That's brought in by Myers. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down.
It's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 8.
O'Connell to throw. That is incomplete. And here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's 4th down. To throw is O'Connell. He's got it at about the 8, and he will score. Touchdown, Raiders. A terrific all the way around, finished off by the receiver, who not only made the grab, but Greg turned it up and takes it into the end zone.
And that's the tricky part, Mike, that transition from receiver to runner. And in this case, he does it flawlessly. Look the ball in, secure the catch, and then get upfield and get yourself in the end zone. Well, we knew, Mike, this was going to take a miracle. All they needed to do was recover this, score, recover, and score again. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen, and this game's all but over.
Blown back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. He'll get this down to the 44, but that's about it. Here's 2nd and 9. Here's Dobbins. And he'll get this down inside the 40-yard line. That's a gain of 5 yards. You've got to consider this an absolute must-stop defensively. It's 3rd down. And yes, that'll get it. 1st down, marked at the 30. A good run will keep this drive going. Victory. In sight now as they'll take a knee. So they move inside the 20, 1st and 10 at the 18. So it's a win for the visiting Chargers. This was a game where both offenses were up and down the field, marching the ball at will, matching each other point for point. But in the end, they got a few more defensive stops than their opponents did. And that is the difference in this one. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody.